Alright guys, Michael Jacobs Hvac here, and just finished a buyer broking showing, and there's a lot of questions I get usually when I'm walking through properties, being obviously an avid flipper as well as real estate agent, that typically people a lot of times they ask what the life expectancy for major components of a house, and obviously, like I said, being an avid flipper, we pretty much rebuild houses at a time, so have a general good idea of what typically stuff will last. Now obviously these all depend on materials, what you're using and all that, but typically, for instance, for like your roof, you'll get a good 25 years out of it. Now the key thing to with anything is maintenance. So to prolong your life or get the maximum of your of these different components of a house, you definitely want to, for a roof, clean out the debris. Many times major storms, you want to check on the roof to make sure obviously no damage has been done, and if there is ever any damage, you want to repair that right away. Now when you're talking about siding, you're going to get about on average 30 years depending on type of siding you're using. A lot of times, a lot of people really like using vinyl siding because it's easy to clean, maintain. All you gotta do is power wash it here and there, get rid of the dirt and the mildew, and like I said, you can get upwards of 30 plus years on that. AC, window AC units, you're looking at about 10 years. Main thing with those, obviously depending on how much you're using it, but change out your filters. That is the key to, because it overworks the unit and then it can break down in much less than 10 years. So another thing is obviously decks, like I said, depending on the type of wood, you're gonna see about 35 years. The main thing with decks is make sure they're sealed. Every couple 5-10 years, definitely want to maintain it. Rotting boards and stuff like that, you definitely want to fix those, and like I said, you'll get maximize your life on that. Last, for the exterior, garage doors. So typically 8 to 12 years. You could see much longer than that depending on the material you're using, but main thing is just lubricate the springs while you're every 3 to 6 months to make sure it's maintained. Typically, when we're talking about interior components of a house, carpets, you're gonna get about 10 years. All this you can get much more or much less depending on usage and how you maintain it. So carpets, you definitely want to steam clean on a regular basis, collect a lot of dirt. Heavy traffic area is going to wear out sooner, so keep an eye on that. And like I said, you can get much more life expectancy out of it. Now HVAC systems, one of the more expensive components of the inside. You're looking at on average about 20 years. You're going to usually change out the furnace with the HVAC system, or the AC, we'll say, same time. You definitely want to change out your filters on a regular basis. If you do not, at some point, it makes the system work harder, and at the end, less efficient, spending more money, and your life expectancy is going to drop on it. So moving towards windows, you're going to look at anywhere from 25 to 35 years, depending on obviously the type of window, but like I said, definitely want to clean them, make sure the seals are not broken, caulking, all that around it is taken care of on a regular basis. Now, countertops, you're looking at anywhere from 15 to 100 years. Laminate, you're going to be on the smaller side of that. If you get a nice stone, you could see upwards of 100 years on that. So obviously much longer than our lifespan. So, and last but not least, for the interior, faucets and just fixtures, plumbing fixtures, stuff like that, you're looking at a good 15 years. Obviously you want to clean them on a regular basis and just maintain them throughout the years. All right guys, our last segment is on appliances. This is obviously a cheaper, probably one of the cheapest components of replacement in terms of the household stuff. Starting off with the microwaves, like typical microwave, you're gonna get about 9-10 years out of it. It all depends on heavy use, but maintain it, clean it out on a regular. Do not slam the door. Obviously it adds wear and tear. Dishwashers, you're looking at a good 10 years. This is another thing depending on how much you use it, but you definitely want to be cleaning on a regular. And if you don't know how to do this, you know, or clean out the traps inside, if it clogs and stuff like that, or dirt stays in there, it's not going to do its job, and it's going to keep your dishes obviously a little more dirty, and smells are going to accumulate. So definitely want to check that. YouTube's a great source to figure out how to you know, clean that out. Washing machines and drying machines, typically you're going to change them out at the same time because you're going to get a good 12 years out of them. Like I said, depending on how much you're using it. Definitely don't want to be slamming doors and all that on them. Check the components at the back, the water hose and stuff like that. They tend to vibrate, and you know, that could obviously wear and tear. Something to keep an eye on, you know, every couple months, take a look at that. Your fridge and oven, looking at about the same of 14 years. In terms of the oven, you definitely want to clean it on a regular. Anytime there's damaged coils and all like that, you can replace those. You know, I always say look into replacing parts of the you know, different appliances before replacing it. But like I said, at some point you don't want to be dumping too much money if you're at the end of that lifespan. You know, you're better off just getting a new one. So there we have it, guys. Those are the interior, exterior, and appliances lifespan expectancy for you know, different aspects of the house. Now, you know, you always want, what you want to be doing on a regular basis every year, you want to be putting aside, they say 1%, but depending on, you know, if you could do that, 1% of your house value, that is, if you could put that aside, like I said, when there is big ticket items down the road 5-10 years, you have money saved, and obviously you can upgrade and you know, not be in the burden of looking for money to do so. So all right, guys, if you like this content, like it, share it, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, take care.